Then let's get this party started!
Floyd is stepping up in a way that's nothing short of insane. A young, hungry prospect, barely out of the shadows, facing one of the most technically sound fighters. It's a bold move, a gutsy one, but in this sport, fortune favors the fearless. Stevenson was originally set to face his mandatory challenger William Zepeda, but plans changed fast. Zepeda pulled out after injuring his left forearm in a split decision win against Tevin Farmer earlier. The young undefeated prospect jumped at the chance to step in. No hesitation, no fear. This is his shot to take on one of the pound-for-pound best. Schofield comes into this fight with a perfect record. 18 wins, no losses, no draws. 12 of those wins came by way of knockout. With plenty of power, a 67% knockout rate speaks for itself. Shakur Stevenson, on the other hand, is no stranger to perfection. He's 22-0, with 10 knockouts to his name. He goes for precision over power. At 27 years old, Stevenson holds the edge in experience. He's been in the game longer, making his pro debut back in 2017. That's nearly 4 years before Schofield first stepped into the pro ranks, and he has 157 professional rounds under his belt, compared to Schofield's 77. Stevenson is currently number 4 in the lightweight division according to The Ring. Schofield sits at number 2 with WBA. Both men are at the top of their game, but Stevenson's resume shines brighter. He outclassed Artem Harutyunyan to defend the WBC lightweight title. Before that, he dominated Edwin De Los Santos and stopped Shuichiro Yoshino in a WBC eliminator.
Combination leads with the uppercut. Oh, and there's a knockdown scored! Shakur Stevenson, TKO victory, round number 6.
Go back even further, and you'll see wins against Robson Conceição and Oscar Valdez, both.
And there is the knockdown opening up!
Schofield is no ordinary challenger either. He's young, explosive, and hungry. And he's not coming to play it safe. Floyd Schofield is stepping into this fight with momentum on his side. He's undefeated as a pro, and while he's only stopped one of his last 5 opponents, that's not the whole story. His most recent win came just 3 months ago. A unanimous decision victory over Rene Tellez Giron in Las Vegas.
He's on the front foot, but he's getting clipped with that left hand. Boy, he just looks so fast, doesn't he, Sergio? Oh boy, set that up with a double jab, Sergio.
Before that, he took out Esteury Suero with precision and control back in March, and his explosive first-round TKO against Ricardo Lopez Torres.
And the power. Oh! Left hand, and it was a doozy!
Schofield's sharp, he's active, and he's been putting in the rounds, 38 to be exact, in that span. Compare that to Shakur. While Stevenson's quality of opposition is unmatched, his activity has been a bit slower. His last 5 fights have been spread out over nearly 3 years, but those fights have gone the distance more often than not. Stevenson's last 5 outings have totaled 54 rounds, with an average of 10.8 rounds per fight. It's 7.6 rounds per fight for Schofield, and that could make a difference when it comes to endurance and pacing over 12 rounds. Floyd's got what he wanted, a shot at the big leagues, but is he ready for what comes next? So far, he's proven to be tough, gritty, and unshakable in the ring. He's not afraid to step up and entertain. He's called out big names, and now he's standing toe-to-toe with one of the pound-for-pound best. But he's shown defensive holes, an eagerness to brawl instead of strategize, and a tendency to ignore his corner's advice. Against someone like Shakur Stevenson, these flaws could be fatal. Also, Schofield has a solid chin, no doubt. He's taken power shots before and stayed on his feet. But beyond durability, he'll handle the pressure of Stevenson if he starts racking up points. And if he's down on the cards, keeping his cool under the bright lights is another big challenge for fighters like Kid Austin. His instinct is to fight fire with fire. That mentality makes him exciting but dangerous to himself. If he chooses to go wild against Stevenson, it could backfire spectacularly. A loss like that wouldn't just hurt his record, it could crush his confidence and derail his momentum, especially after all the trash talk leading up to this fight. Credit where credit is due. Schofield has heart. He's fearless. But fearlessness alone won't cut it against Stevenson. Shakur's patience and precision are like a trap, waiting for Schofield to take the bait. If Floyd fights recklessly, it's only a matter of time before frustration sets in, and that frustration could open the door for a late-round TKO. Sure, Schofield just scored the best win of his career against Rene Giron, but he's still raw. He's got talent, but lacks the refinement of elite fighters. Right now, he's more potential than polish. Think of him as a beta version of Shawn Porter. Aggressive, physical, but not quite there yet. Against Shakur, that recklessness could make him look out of his depth. Shakur's defense isn't just good, it's elite. He'll make Schofield miss. He'll make him pay. And while Stevenson isn't known for his knockout power, don't underestimate him. He's no pillow fist. His punch placement is precise, his timing is deadly, and his shots wear opponents down. Those snapping punches can all add up. On the other hand, Shakur has faced plenty of challenges, but he's never gone up against an athletic power-packed fighter with hustle like Floyd. This might be his first real test. History shows that fighters with grit and athleticism often give slick polished fighters a hard time. Think back to Shawn Porter. He wasn't the smoothest or the most skilled, but he was a nightmare for just about everyone. Take his fight with Adrian Broner. Broner had the flashier style, the cleaner technique. People thought he was the better boxer, but Porter's tireless pressure and hustle dominated Broner, even with the fight set at a catchweight. Or look at Tim Bradley. He beat guys like Devin Alexander, Kendall Holt, Lamont Peterson, and even Juan Manuel Marquez. All of them were seen as more skilled, better punchers, or more technical. Yet Bradley's athleticism, toughness, and work rate overwhelmed them. We're not saying Schofield will beat Stevenson, but we've seen the story play out before. A physically strong, unpredictable fighter can disrupt even the most polished boxers. It's not a guarantee, but it's enough to make things competitive. Remember Shawn Porter versus Terence Crawford. Porter gave Crawford a tough night. Fighters like Crawford thrive on adjustments. They figure you out, then shut you down. Stevenson might have the same boxing IQ, maybe even sharper in some ways. But he doesn't have Crawford's punching power or his killer instinct. Neither can he adjust as sharply as Crawford. Neat technical boxers like Stevenson love predictability. They thrive when they can read their opponents and make their moves. But when someone comes at them with chaos, unpredictable angles, constant pressure, it throws them off. It can take a few rounds to adjust, and those early rounds can get messy. That's where Schofield has a chance to make this fight interesting. He can bring the kind of pressure and unpredictability that forces Stevenson out of his comfort zone. It might not be enough to win, but it could be enough to leave a mark. Stevenson's precision and patience will likely carry him through, but don't be surprised if Schofield makes him work for it, especially in those early rounds. Power can change everything in a fight like this. When the slick technical boxer can't hurt the constant swarmer, things can get messy fast. If Shakur can't slow Schofield down, we're in for a real scrap. Shakur is great at targeting the body. He punches better to the body than he does to the head. Expect him to go after Schofield's midsection early, trying to sap that youthful energy with some well-placed shots. But Schofield's got tools to make it tough for Shakur too. He has power, he's young, quick, and has sharp reflexes. These are the kind of attributes that could keep Shakur from running the show. We all know Shakur takes a few rounds to really get going. If Schofield jumps on him from the opening bell and doesn't let up, things could get interesting. There's even a chance for an upset. For that to happen, Schofield has to press the action. He needs to chase Shakur down, force him into uncomfortable exchanges, and be ready to take some shots on the way in. Shakur is no stranger to clinching when the pressure gets intense, so Schofield has to be prepared to work through that too. Also, Shakur is one of the best defensive fighters in the game. Landing clean punches on him is like trying to hit smoke. Schofield will need to be remarkable and creative if he hopes to connect. It's a smart gamble. If Schofield loses, it's to a fighter widely regarded as one of the best pound-for-pound talents. But if he wins, he shakes up the entire division and skyrockets to the top. Maybe one or two more fights could have given him a better shot. Still, underdogs have pulled off miracles before. So what's your take? Will Shakur's precision and experience be too much? Or would Schofield pull a shock? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.